Hi, my name is Bob. I'm here on behalf of RadarBusters, and we have a special treat. It doesn't happen too often. We're at SEMA 2018, and we have some of the top brass from Cedar Electronics, the makers of and bringers of the Escort series, the Beltronics series, and the Cobra series.
And the Snooper series.
And the Snooper series. Okay, that's for people who've been in this industry a long time. That goes way back. Way back. So anyway, we're going to be here. We're going to be getting some visions from you guys and where Escort's going. And there's a lot of exciting announcements that are going to be made here at SEMA this year. So I'd like to introduce the head of Cedar. This is Chris Cobra. We have Manny. This is the CTO. You're involved with a lot of product design and engineering. We have Gail.
Gail Babbitt, Chief Financial and Operating Officer.
And we have Jonas, a new face to the Cedar team, who's going to be involved in bringing the products through the internet, product education, and things like that. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris.
Thanks, Bob. It's good to see you again. I haven't seen you since you were out in Chicago a few months ago. It was great to have you there, and it's good to see you here today as well. As you referenced, we're excited to be here. So we're here in the Escort booth at SEMA 2018. Caddy corner to us. You can't see it, or she'll have to turn around and we'll totally lose this good shot we have. Right over there. And what's interesting about having these two booths so close together is it actually helps us tell the part of the technology story that we're trying to tell this week, and that is beyond selling great detection devices, dash cameras, CB radios, etc. between the two booths. Part of the story that we're trying to tell and the education we're trying to give to the market is the interconnectivity between all of these devices in the community. So more and more going forward, we believe that radar detector is not just a discrete device, or it's more powerful if it's connected to a community. So you'll hear us talking more and more about limitless range as opposed to just long range. You'll hear us talking more about the combined Escort Live and iRadar communities and the millions of data in exchanges on a monthly basis that are keeping all of our customers informed, safe, and aware far beyond what their individual detectors can detect. So it's a good story that we can actually tell between the two booths. But in addition to that, we're launching new connected technologies as well. So just yesterday morning, we announced the launch of the new M1 dash cam. So the first dash camera.
No.
We can get one somewhere. But it's the first Escort branded dash camera, and it's a great little piece. We'll bring it up here in a moment. But what's great about this is you can it integrates seamlessly to the mount of your windshield mount Escort radar detector.
The new magnetic mounts that are
integrate seamlessly to the new magnetic mounts, or the older sticky cup mounts as well. So you can see the product here. This is the M1. We got it mounted to a Max 360C, but it's a pretty seamless mount kit. Where now, we've got Wi-Fi connectivity in this camera as well, Wi-Fi connectivity inside the detector. So again, as part of connectivity and having a broader range of community alerts and awareness being a key part of our strategy, adding Wi-Fi connected dash cam that seamlessly integrates into detection, we think is a good next step in terms of increasing what we mean by protection. So not just detection, but also video capture as part of the overall driver protection, awareness, and alert formula. Beyond that,
so this is actually the IXC, which also connects to the M1.
And you're announcing this
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So you're getting the scoop. You are getting the scoop here with RadarBusters.
Nice. May I hold it for a moment?
Yes.
So again, this is actually extending our Wi-Fi connectivity strategy down to the better category. So we launched with Wi-Fi connectivity in the Max 360C about a year ago. So this is our highest end windshield mount detector, dual antenna, 360-degree directional.
And frankly, a much nicer package to the popular 360. I mean, notice how the arrows are all integrated, and to me, these detectors harken back to the older designs, which were really fabulous. Strong cases, really quality construction.
Absolutely. And so we've gotten a lot of positive reviews, a lot of positive customer feedback, enabling Wi-Fi connectivity, which not only makes your connection to the broader Escort Live community more seamless. You don't have to integrate it through the smartphone. You can do it directly through a Wi-Fi hotspot connection in the vehicle, but it's also made updating the database and any firmware updates a lot more seamless as well. You can just get those directly over the air automatically via Wi-Fi instead of having to take your detector out of the vehicle, plug it into the computer, download the latest and greatest firmware. It all happens automatically. So we've gotten a tremendous amount of great feedback on this unit over the past year, and we decided, okay, we need to bring that level of connectivity and the value that provides further down the range into what's now the Ix category, and develop the IXC. So it will have...
Just if I may, for those who may be familiar, the Escort Ix is the successor to the Passport 9500 Ix. That was, I think, by all measures, the most successful detector sold in the entire industry.
This guy right here.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Our little wall of fame.
Yes. So this is like the 21st century version of this detector.
We're getting people really excited about the M1, saying I want to pair it with a 9500, and we're saying what a perfect time to upgrade to the successor of that one and get the camera and get an IX.
Right, and it really does make sense for this, and I'll tell you why, because we talked about this earlier. Collision avoidance systems that set off a lot of false detections on older radar detectors had to rely on older filtering technology, which is TSR, originally designed for the traffic flow sensors that you have outside of Cincinnati. But this does much more accurate and effective processing, and that's really what you want to do. You want to reject and not alert to the false signals and yet get long range. So very difficult. So that's why the Ix is really
key to a great product in this category. It's equally any more signal rejection as much as it is signal detection. So it's what, not just what's setting the device off, it's what doesn't set the device off. And our patented IVT filtering continues to get better with every new progressive product generation. So the new IXC, which again you scooped us, we're not launching it until tomorrow. But that's okay.
Well, that video's not going to hit me anyway. I got to go work on it tonight.
Until tomorrow.
Exactly.
Or the day after tomorrow.
That's right.
But no, you're getting it. You're getting this early, but
we appreciate
that.
That.
Only for you, Bob. Only for you. No, so that kind of extends that connectivity story down the range. But beyond just the added connectivity, it does have an enhanced antenna platform that's new.
And you're calling that the M4
That is the M4 Plus platform. The previous Ix, which is still in the market and selling very well right now, is the M4 platform. So this is an enhanced M4 Plus antenna platform, so it has improved range, improved sensitivity, but again, with that increased sensitivity comes the trade-off of picking up more signals from ADAS and CAS systems. So it also has a further enhanced IVT filter over and above even what you currently have in the Ix version, to make sure that we're appropriately balancing signals we're rejecting versus signals we're detecting.
Right. And one of the biggest complaints that people have, or why a detector gets returned, is for false alerts. It beeps, they don't understand why. So
noisy box, throw it in the back seat.
Exactly. But Escort has been really striving and has been successful. And it's a moving target, by the way, in more than one way, actually. Like Chevy, for example, GM makes these products, and more than one type of system will have exist in more than one vehicle, and it can change over the years. So it's not just a once and done. It's a commitment to stay up with all this new technology to really be effective.
It is an ongoing, real-time sustaining engineering effort. Whenever there's new vehicles released on the road, our engineers are getting our existing systems out and seeing what kind of signal, is it a CAS or an ADAS system signal that we detected before and is already comprehended in the new in the latest and greatest IVT filter. If not, if it's something new, we're signal analyzing those vehicles, what it's going to take to filter those signals out. And to your point, new cars are released by the OEMs every single day, and we have to keep up with it. You can't rest on your laurels, and so the IVT filter business is a real-time, full-time, always-on business.
And what the C model does, it's going to be really awesome, is you can push those firmware updates that have those new filters right in, which means no longer having to take it out of the car, taking it and plugging it into your computer, which can be a real hassle. Find that cable and do all that work.
Find the right version of the software on the PC and all that. It just
that's correct.
You get notified. You get notified. It just asks you, do you want to update? Do you want to update the software? And you just say yes, and it happens. The display will tell you updating. Will keep you kind of up to date on what's happening. It's a few minutes, and you're done. And you've got the latest, greatest.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so we're excited to be here. Excited about the new product launches. We got a lot of really good buzz and interest so far. We're only about 5 hours into the show, and
these have
the
done
response
very
has
well.
been very, very positive. So
And the one thing I really want to make clear to our viewers is this is an awesome team. I'm really, in a lot of years, this kind of team has got the energy, the vision, the drive, and I really am looking for great things. I think they're fortunate on Cedar, I should say. Just terrific guys and gals. So
we appreciate it. We appreciate our long-standing relationship with you, and we're looking forward to having you help us educate the market on some of these great new technologies that we're not only bringing to the market today, but that we're going to be bringing to the market going forward at an increasing frequency over the next couple of years. So it'll be fun.
And I think, people should start getting in their minds that Escort, we're not just looking at products, we're looking at, we call that an ecosystem. So you are, there's going to be, you're going to look at a family of products that are all integrated, as opposed to, you can get some of these products individually and they're disparate and not interconnected, but you're going to be getting into the video and the communication.
This is really the beginning. It's the first example where we've done the integration on the electrical and the mechanical components,
right?
And it's just the beginning of that vision that we have, where it's not just how they come together physically, but it's how the information gets shared in the background between the users, between the communities, with third parties, and so it's a clear and initial example of more to come.
Right. But the nice thing about it, Manny, too, is that ecosystem is not going away. It's going to new products are going to come online. That's true, but the ecosystem is going to continue to grow, and that's what's really going to be. So it's not just products; it's people. It's that crowdsourcing. It's all that stuff.
One thing that Jonas gets really excited about when we talk about it is the
come on in here, Jonas.
No, it's fine. I didn't see these.
Camera shot.
Is the installed base right in the community? It's not just because it's an ever growing group of people, devices, and information. And so from a consumer reach and education, it's not just more products, more devices out there, more people, more information, but it's how it all comes together from a marketing and education and information standpoint. And we've seen it in other areas of technology where as the ecosystem and the community grows, it becomes more interesting and more powerful for all of the members. So that's the exciting part and how it translates to as you build it, it becomes more and more interesting.
Right. And we were given a sneak peek at some of this vision, which we can't disclose, but I can tell you, hold on to your seatbelts. There's going to be a lot of great things coming out of Escort, and CES is going to be the next big show.
Yep.
There's going to be even new products, but again, it's all going to be in the context of this new ecosystem that's going to be built. So, all very synergistic and very exciting times, I think, for Escort and us as consumers using these products and this technology. So, we really appreciate the look. And absolutely, again, Gail, it was a pleasure. Manny, Jonas, real pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you guys soon. In fact, one of the other videos we're going to do while we're here is we have like a museum,
the wall of fame
of all the products from the very best. In fact, why don't we just roll on and we'll just continue this. I know a lot about these. I mean, Chris was saying that your father, or you were driving with this in high school?
Yes, so I believe this was in my car in high school. not back in '78, more circa mid '80s.
Right.
But my father had one of these in his vehicle as well. I distinctly remember this guy.
Right.
The first Passport. What I particularly love, especially given the year that it came out, just the compactness and the size of the form factor.
This was unbelievable. When I saw this, and the performance wasn't compromised on this. This thing, I still love it, because this is like the beginning. I look at radar detectors, some people look at these as products. These are, to me, a means to an end. That is driving freedom with peace of mind and knowledge of what's going on around you to enjoy the drive. And again, these were exceptional. First super heterodyne detector, I think, in the industry.
Yep.
So one really interesting comment to what you just said, because we're starting to think about what is ultimately the product, and part of the language that we start using within the company is exactly what you just said. It's not the detector, it's not the hardware, it's the information.
Right.
Right. The alerts that come out of the product, that's ultimately what we're selling. It's not a camera. That's not the product. The product is the video. What people really want is the video evidence. So whether it's alerts or information or awareness or video evidence, or keep adding whatever other sensors are, that's probably the simplest way of talking about the product vision, which is exactly what you just said. Why are you such an enthusiast about this? You don't. Yes, it's a radar detector, but that's not the point. It's the information that comes out of it and how you use it and what it enables. Exactly. So our mantra and the cloud and the community and the connectivity is really anchored on that specific concept. You just nailed it on the head.
Right. So this is good. So Chris, what else do we have? So this was that. This was stolen out of my car. You know how many people I know? I'll just tell you one thing.
Find.
A couple of years ago, I was back. A gentleman who worked with you by the name of Ron Jividen. I told him this story, and I was crying. I'm like, I had this detector. Somebody stole it. He did something that was unbelievable. He called, made a phone call, and said, "Hey, do you guys have one of these detectors out of your?" They gave me a gift of a working original Escort with the power cable, and I still have it, and I cherish that. So this is really the beginning of the whole industry for real, insofar as high performance. This was, as Chris said, was the next one, and I couldn't believe the performance on this little detector. And it's nice to see the newer detectors are sort of harkening back to this with a little bit of softer edges. Some of these others I may not. Is this the laser detector? Or no, it wasn't the laser detector.
Yeah, I believe this is the first unit where we introduced digital signal processing into the detector in '89. This is the first cordless, so this is the first solo, which is another great form factor. We still are selling solos to this day.
Yeah, you're up to the S4 now.
The S4.
That's where this bad boy started. Look at that. Battery operated.
So again, what you kind of see, if you're going back to the late 70s, all the way through 2019, where again, now we're talking more about cloud, the integration of the user groups of both communities, owners of Cobra products, owners of Escort products, database sharing, knowledge, awareness, safety, information. It really just, to a degree, it kind of sounds new, but it's really not. This company has been a huge innovator of automotive information and awareness technology products going back to the 70s, and all we're doing is just continuing to turn the crank with a modern flair for how these technologies work today and how users like to receive information. Right, so
we're in an information connected age today. I mean,
and so that's why you can look at is the smartphone ultimately something that causes the death knell of the radar detector, and we look at it from a totally different perspective. Like smartphones increase. The smartphone
is your friend.
The smartphone increases the relevance of radar detectors.
Those are the alerts here in Vegas. Real time. The Cobra community, the Escort community,
and they're all integrated.
They're integrated.
So we've integrated the iRadar and Escort Live databases together, so now they're a single community that operates out of the same database. So folks that are registering radar alerts on their IRAD 500 from over in the Cobra booth, those are going to show up on an Escort network as well. And so it's really helped us kind of exponentially increase the breadth and the scope of our community, which increases value for Cobra customers and for Escort customers alike. So the two companies have been together for a few years now, and it almost kind of seems like we tried to hide that from everyone, and we're like, no, actually, this is great. They're two totally different customers.
Can I be frank about
Sure.
something? And if you don't like it, I can cut this out.
Okay.
To me, the blending of Cobra and Escort is like the Hatfield and McCoys. Now, there was a long history back then. We won't go into Hatfield, but come together as one. So I don't know. We can cut that out.
Yeah, no, there's. I think that certainly it was an interesting pairing there over the time, but I think it's one now. We're under Cedar. We're kind of one company. We have one engineering team, one product team, one sales and marketing team.
Our radar guy, our radar product manager is the radar product manager for both brands, from $99 to $3,000. One engineering team that does everything. So we've definitely taken that to heart in terms of not just the products but the organization, and really bringing them together. What Chris will say is, Escort is a brand, Cobra is a brand. This location is a building, but it's one company.
Yeah, no, it was definitely in the early going, and I've only had the pleasure of being at Cedar for about a year now, but my understanding of the very early days of the integration was a lot of Hatfield and McCoys, but from what I've seen, not only where we are now, but the progress we've made over the last year, we've truly kind of come together as a single company.
You can feel that when we come out to Chicago, the synergy now that is existing at the management level. We saw it at Westchester, flowing right down to the line workers and the customer support. You have brought in this management team a culture which is all working in the same direction, and I think that's really wonderful to see. Chris. My hats off to you.
We appreciate it. We've worked hard at it, but no, we're definitely kind of seeing it come together, and everyone with that is realizing, we've got two iconic brands between Escort Radar and Cobra Electronics that serve very different customer segments with different needs, but ultimately they can leverage the same community, the same knowledge, the same database, and add each customer set adding value to another. And once we really started to realize that over the course of this past summer with the merger of the two databases and the back-end network, really started to gain momentum, not only just in terms of downloads and usage of either the iRadar app or the Escort Live app, because people were actually seeing more alerts, more information, because they're seeing literally twice what they saw the day before. But also as a company, it was kind of symbolic in having it be that first true step of, no, these are two brands, formerly two companies that are coming together. We need to work together. We add value to each other, and it's just been really a tremendous cultural benefit to us.
Absolutely. And one other thing I'll interject here, let's not count Beltronics out. They're going to be playing. There's going to be a role for the company. So for fans like myself and others who are big Beltronics fans, there's going to be. They're going to fit into this whole.
Yeah, we've got a couple new Beltronics products that we've recently released into the market in small limited distribution, because we want to be very thoughtful about how they get sold and where they get sold, so that we're getting the proper amount of respect due to the brand. But yeah, it's two fantastic products at kind of the $249 and $399 type of price points with
that's a good spot.
Just with game-changing feature enablement for those price points. So definitely, your viewers will be seeing more on those soon. And we're really excited about those products and what we think they'll do in the marketplace. Because you're right, that brand as well has a very rich history.
Right, and a loyal follower too. Yeah. So just so you know, these two guys, if you come in here, these guys, if you don't mind me saying, are MIT graduates, right? Both of y'all.
We are. We've known each other since 1996 when we were in grad school together.
Yep.
Fabulous. And I was also ran an RPI guy, so but the intellect here, the IQ is probably around 550. So between the three of us, I'm going to give myself a little bit of credit. Well, no, you guys have the higher numbers.
We lowered the average, but that's okay.
No, definitely not. But my point is, really smart guys, and they're passionate. I can feel the passion, the excitement, and the vision, and that's what this team is, and I'm really excited, not just for this organization, but for the consumers like myself, who are going to be benefiting from all of this technology in the very near future. So, look, I want to thank you guys for giving us a scoop on the IC. Yeah. We're going to see you guys again in CES. There's going to be some new exciting product announcements as well, and we'll be moving along with that whole. Oh, it's great. Yep. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, everyone.